My name is Hannah Sue, and I'm from Mountain View, California. So prior to WCA, my biggest challenge was, I guess, a breakup of sorts that just really put me in an emotional tailspin. I found myself just really obsessing over it. I would have anxiety about it, and it just took me out of my kind of flow or my everyday. I felt like my life was in chaos, and it was just this emotional turmoil, and I couldn't control it. And I just felt like, how did I go from a normal functioning person to someone who's just so completely overwhelmed by these negative emotions? And I didn't know how to deal with it in a way that was healthy and productive for me. And it just kept coming back. And I was already doing another year-long program about self-love, and I just couldn't really break through, even though I was getting better. And I just felt like I need some help or some principles or some framework to really just snap me out of this and be a better version of myself, because I'm hungering for that. I know I want better for myself. I want to be happy again. The biggest shift for me from WCA is there's so many, but maybe one is sort of the importance of a vision and honoring your potential, that concept, because I don't know, I was so trapped in this kind of one way of thinking, and all of this sort of opened up my mind to realizing, when I was happiest, when I felt the most excitement or alive was when I was realizing my potential or self-actualization, like Tim mentioned, Abraham Maslow and self-actualization. And there's so many things in WCA that kind of contributed to that, but just the fact of having a vision and of thinking who is it that I want to be, and thinking every choice, does this honor my potential? It just made me kind of see my life is more than this one guy or whatever, right? And there's so many things in my life before I did succeed in, and how did I get there? And when did I feel most alive? And just remembering that again, I think it brought me back to who I was when I was happiest in flow and most at peace too. And so it just widened my scope again for me to remember I do have a lot of potential. And then being in this group of loving individuals and the energy there, and then getting feedback from everyone too, and seeing in their eyes, because sometimes we don't see it ourselves, we forget, seeing that potential, that even these relative strangers, but just having gotten to know me, they could already see potential in me. And I remember that potential myself, so I just thought, that's true, I need to honor this potential. And my life is so much more than that little kind of prison I put myself in. And my future self, I want to honor this potential and go forward. I would say I was where you were at. I wasn't sure, this is for me? This seems like a big leap, it's kind of a lot of money. What, this is Thailand, this is crazy. I've never traveled internationally by myself. This is the best decision I made. I do not regret it at all. I will even tell you, you can edit this out, but I got COVID, so I was supposed to go to the last retreat, and I was supposed to go home. I only got to go to day one, and then I was like, no, this is such a great opportunity. I made it happen. I do not regret it at all. I told my family I'm so glad I came. My dad tried to to persuade me not to come, but because he was worried about me, he just wanted to protect me. It is literally one of the best decisions I've made. And it's just, Tim does over-deliver, and everyone here the energy is so positive. The people coming together, they're all like-minded individuals who want to improve their lives and are very open and big-hearted. And so this synergy, it's hard to find anywhere else. Having this community with Tim's guidance and wisdom and all of the staff's positive energy and their stories, it's not just the wisdom, it's the experience, the experiential learning you'll get, and the combination of the energy and feedback and love from everyone. It's a really unique combination, and it's something you can't really experience until you're here in person and you do it. So if you have, I would say, when you do it afterwards, you're like, that was completely worth it. And money, like they say, time you can't get back. And if this can cause a shift in your life, even in a little bit, like it helped break me out of this old way of thinking that I desperately wanted to like get over. Like, take a chance on yourself. Like, the money is not that. You will make it back. Like, just think about it for yourself and what your heart is desiring, and trust your intuition, your heart, and I think it will lead you to the right place, like it did for me.